lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices, giving all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashum, Yahweh Shai, Bahashum, Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. As always, peace, blessings, and citations to the tabernacle of David, the old four elect that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, we know that the wicked, they're known to devise mischief, and they're constantly setting snares before us. So that's why in these last days we got to definitely be on point, having our senses exercised, having our spiritual discernment heightened, because this man is coming with psyop after psyop, all right, plot after plot, so you got to definitely be discerning in these last days, man. All right, because they're definitely trying to orchestrate a chaotic event that will eventually lead to civil war. They need an excuse to finally get the military on grounds all throughout Babylon. All right, so we all know that you had a few occurrences with this ICE operation where a couple civilians or citizens were murdered. And the latest one, he was I guess an ICU nurse. He was murdered, and a lot of people saw the footage of it. All right, he posed no threat, but then all of a sudden, they ended up finding a weapon on him, and they, put that out there. And really, some of these situations that we see, they can very well be operations, all to trigger the masses and rile up their emotions to make them go out there and become insurrectionists. And that's exactly, what they want as far as the agenda. That way it gives them more justification for this, AI biometrical surveillance system that we're, coming into. So you be the judge, and you tell me if this is real. I'm gonna play this video.
Moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired.
So, looking at this video, I don't know about those of you watching, but I call bullshit. And how long did it take for them to, put this all together? I mean, we in the age of AI now. All right, you can make things appear like it's surreal, but this technology is definitely of the left-hand side. All right, and you can basically make anything happen through this technology. And when you even read through the comments of this particular video, a lot of the people are not buying it. But this is part of that snare that the devil is crafting. And that's why in these times we gotta definitely be on point. What you viewing, what you seeing. We know that this man, his right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Okay, so let me get this in Ephesians. All right, talking about the armor that we're to have on at all times. Because this devil gonna be shooting all type of fiery darts at us. And, just the other day, we did lessons on how Esau, he feels a certain way that Jake is not, falling for the okie doke. They're not falling into that snare where they want Jake to be front line in these protests, so that Jake can be out there being the ones catching these bullets, so we gotta definitely, watch for everything, man. It's a lot of operations going on right now. All right, you got this situation going on, and then you got the agent Paul Birdsong, right? He dropped the Black Panther tag, and now he's going by the Black Lion Party, right? And he's trying to call himself trying to be a revolutionary for all the immigrants. And he just pops up on the scene out of nowhere. Like, he's been around. Everybody been tracing this dude's history, and he's all over the place. So you know that this dude was groomed. He's set up. All right. But then you got this guy, Queens Flip. He goes and interviews Captain Tazaryak and asks him all these questions about ICE and what he would do if he saw ICE, coming in the neighborhood and taking away civilians. And of course, Tazaryak, he's really not spiritually discerning. All right, he's good at debating. He's good at words, trading words with people and debating. And he has a basic foundational understanding of the scriptures, but he is not a discerning dude. All right, but he fell for the snare because this dude Queens Flip goes over there, and y'all and you being ISUPK being the identical group to the Black Panther Party, Queens Flip goes right over to Paul Birdsong and those clowns and interviewed him. And both videos are put up 6 hours apart from each other. And you don't think that that's a red flag? You don't think that a snare is being laid? So all these guys, they all are missing. They're pretty much are blinded because they following after their own spirit and don't see the snare that's being set before them. So that's why we got to be on point, because this devil, he's operating in maximum overdrive right now. All right. So let me read the scriptures. Ephesians 6:10, it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." And we always go into this word wiles. What is a wile? And the Greek word there is methodiah. And it says down here, method, traveling over, i.e. travesty, trickery, cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. And that's why we when we talk about this devil, we associate him with the serpent in the garden, because that got to be the same spirit. Because that serpent in the garden has the same deceitful, cunning nature. That said that the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. So he was good at craft, at deceit. That's why he was able to beguile Eve and trick her into eating of the tree. So everything that we've seen around us are all tricks and different methods or strategies that this devil is taking to put everybody in that snare. All right. And certain Israelites, they can't see it because spiritually they're blind, man. Scriptures talk about dumb dogs that cannot bark. All right, because they're blinded. This dude's Tazaryak too caught up in his celebrity that he can't even see when the enemy is right in his face. So now you can look like a insurrectionist and a terrorist right alongside with them black lion party niggas. So we know that snare is being laid right now, and that's why we got to be on point more than ever, man. The way we carry ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves, and we definitely got to be watching, okay? It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So this is, this is what we're up against. We're not battling just flesh and blood. We're dealing with, evil forces in invisible places, man. All right, it's enchantments everywhere you turn. That's why the scriptures say, stand now with thine enchantments. All this witchcraft that we're seeing. But going back to this video right here, this is clearly AI, man. All right, you read through the comments, most of the people, they're not buying it. Okay, but this type of thing right here is to basically draw a dividing line. You're gonna have people that see what's going on, and they're gonna want to stand up. But we're telling Jake, and then you got other Jakes that's waking up. They're saying, hey, don't fall for this. Let them fight it out. All right, this is Egyptian against Egyptian. Let these Edomites fight it out. This is gonna bring them into a civil war with each other. And they know what they're doing by triggering the masses with these narratives, with these psyops. That's all these events really are. So you look through the comments, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, come on now. AI, fake video, AI. And then you got some people that they don't have the same discernment, So they're going to be like, oh, well, his death was justified then. What are we talking about? And they do Jake like that all the time. They'll bring out some hidden footage, and it can very well be doctored up, and it'll change the whole narrative. So these type of things are clearly operations being conducted. He said, this is AI, please. Come on, man. So let me get this video now. This is on BitChute.
And it's getting more deceptive all the time with bad actors on the left and the right, with AI generated images and videos. Things are getting really tricky to navigate. Yesterday I did this video about the unbelievable satanic Minaj Trump ritual where it looks...
Yeah, that's another one. And that's meant to be another distraction as well. Oh, Nicki Minaj, look. She wasn't a citizen, but now she just got the Trump card. Man, we know that she had to suck that old wrinkly rod to get that status. She had to come up on that little platform with Erica Kirk. This was all part of the PSY op, man. Okay. And like, come on, man. She had the grift. But it's like, why is this even important? The hell with this broad. She was another court gesture, entertainer. She was never meant to be taken serious. But these are the type of people that they, put in Jake face to influence him. All right? And Esau knows what he does when he select these token Negroes to be these, rappers and singers and, entertainers. But yeah, this is all part of that. It's part of the distraction, man. Meanwhile, World War III is on the brink. All right, there's aircraft carriers and warships going over to the so-called Middle East. Meanwhile, the price of gold and silver is still constantly going up, which is an indicator that your currency, the value of it, is going completely down. But all these people are being distracted with all these little operations that's going on. This is why we gotta stay up on our watch, man. But let me forward it, because he talks about the Nikki thing first. Hold up. Might be a commercial too. Hold on. Hold up.
They see things that you can't see. We're going to bring it all to the forefront. But the bottom line is we are looking for truth. What are the facts of the matter? What is the truth? When this guy kicked out the tail lens right here, is this really Alex Preddy, or is this some AI generated imagery put out in order to enrage the masses and get us to act on emotions so that we make some bad decisions?
That's exactly what I said. This is all part of that snare, man. They know that these times that we're in, which is, everybody's going through a hardship. All right, the economy is in a horrible place because they're getting ready to do away with this previous system, and they're ushering in a new. All right, so people are doing bad. A lot of people are getting laid off. All right, people are not making enough to make ends meet. So right now, emotions are fragile right now. So, and then you're using this federal agency to oppress people, and they already got enough on their plate. So yeah, this is definitely generated for that purpose. Okay? And Jake, don't fall for it. Esau always wanted you to be their burden bearer.
And then play right into the hands of the elitists. So we got to ask ourselves some questions right up front before we actually go over this video. Could the January 13th, this is the January 13th Preddy video, could this be AI? The answer is, yeah, it could be. Could it be real? Yes, it could be. Could Preddy be a paid agitator? Yeah, he could be. Who would be paying him? Act Blue? Are the Democrats paying him? Is he Soros funded, or is he?
Right. All these different when these type of events happen and they're constantly getting national coverage, they're playing they're plastering their photo, their image all day. People having interviews about you better believe there's got to be something to it. All right? There's got to be something to it. It can very well be a PSY op. This person can be a setup just for the event. That whole Charlie Kirk thing, that was definitely an operation going on. Okay, and they was hoping that event would spark a civil war, but I guess not too many people bought into it. Yeah, the Magites were hot for a minute. But they turned around and tried to blame Jake. They wanted to take the anger out on niggas. So that didn't really work out in their favor. So now you got this situation. Because why all of a sudden they going after Edomites? You see?
Or is he funded by today's military-industrial complex, which happens to be under the control of the Donald J. Trump administration? What's really going on here? Which side does he work for? Does it matter what side he works for? What if it achieves the same goal of increasing state power and control over the rest of us for the elitists who actually own both corporate entities, the DNC and the RNC? I have no doubt.
Yeah, this is a two-party beast system. Remember Revelation 13 and 11. All right, this is another beast, that would come out, and he spake. He had two horns like a lamb, but spake as a dragon. All right. They're trying to act like they're trying to save the world from themselves, but really they're just trying to come down with ultimate authority and control. That's why they're going to eventually put these military forces in all your major cities. You already got a biometrical surveillance technology all around you. So they just need justification. They need more. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're in due for a false flag. And they've been, preparing for that for a minute. The director of the FBI, there was always these different bulletin alerts. People are in the country that shouldn't be here, and that's why they have this whole immigration thing. Both administrations, they both been working, all right, basically passing the torch back and forth to bring forth these measures, all right, to take away your rights, like it tells you in Isaiah the 10th chapter, woe unto him that decree unrighteous decrees which they previously have prescribed. They write grievousness. It's all to take away your rights, man. Strip you of your freedom. All right, which you really ain't free, but what you thought you had as far as the Constitution, that's gone. That's null and void. And they're just gonna bring in a totalitarian world order.
No doubt that a narrative is being spun, but who's spinning it and for what purpose? All right, so I put this video right here in my editing software. Let's go over it. Let's go over to the 940 part that Dave Blackman was talking about, and let's just kind of dissect this. I'm going to play it through first. We'll take a look at it. I've got it zoomed in right here. Let me just zoom out just a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at what Dave's talking about here. Did you see what the code did there?
To stand at the scene.
All right, so let's go over this just step by step. Let's zoom in on this a little bit. Okay, so here's Preddy standing on this street corner. Here's the yellow pole Dave was talking about. And here's the jacket that looks to me like the jacket is stuck to his wrist because he's got gloves on, and maybe he was trying to take the jacket off and throw it down and it came back up because it was stuck to his wrist, or maybe it's AI generated. Let's take a look. Okay, so he throws the jacket down. We can't really see because the pole and this sign and the thing that's hanging on the sign it's kind of obstructing our view. Let's look at it. It looks like he threw the jacket down and the jacket looks like it magically comes back up.
Oh, come on now.
It looks like he's trying to throw the jacket.
That look glitchy as hell, man. So definitely this thing was doctored up. Clearly. But people watching mainstream news, this is what they consume on a daily basis. And that's why those type of people are easily controlled. All right? Hey, lest Satan should get an advantage, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And those of us that can actually see these things, we're deemed a threat. All right? They're looking at us. These people, they can see all of our bullshit. So we got to put them on the list. And that's what it's gonna boil down to. Okay? We see they bullshit from a mile away, and because of that, we're gonna be deemed a threat. But the scriptures already said that the man of sin would be revealed. We in that time, man. 2 Thessalonians 2. And I'm gonna close out. I'm not gonna make this long. 2 Thessalonians 2:8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Shaitan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that's what he's able to do, especially with AI. make you believe that what you're seeing is real, even if it's not real. All right. Just so that he can operate on your mind. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. All right. And I always go into this word strong delusion because it literally means mind operation or mental operation. That's literally what a PSYOP is. Okay. The word strong is energia. And it says efficiency, energy, operation, strong, effectual, working. All right. Operation. And then delusion is from the Greek word plane, which means objectively fraudulence, subjectively a straying from orthodoxy or piety, deceit, to deceive, delusion, error. It says a wandering, a straying about, one led astray from the right way, roams hither and thither, metaphorically mental straying. Okay. So it's a mental straying operation. Strong, to have you under strong delusion. And people that watch these mainstream platforms, that's exactly what's going on. Their mind is being operated on to get them to do things that the left hand wants you to do. And they've been trying to get Jake into it. But Jake, they starting to see. Now we ain't falling for it this time. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if they start getting Jake and that ends up on camera. Like all these different incidences with Jake getting put down by the police. And it caused, uproar amongst Jake and these, protests and BLM, which that's another device of the devil. And the Lord sees it all, man. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. But we're not going to fall for it, man. All right. Be circumspect, be vigilant. All right. Walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. See? So, yeah, man, we in those times, brothers and you sisters out there. So, make sure that your discernment is on point. All right, and with that, I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. To the next one, Shalom.